Hello, my name is Claire Wallace. I'm Professor of Sociology at the University of Aberdeen, and I'm the Principal Investigator of the SPOT project, which is a project about cultural tourism in Europe, funded by the European Union.
I'm Xiaoqing Chen, a lecturer of the Business School, University of Aberdeen. Founded by the Research and Knowledge Exchange, University of Aberdeen, we make this short video in which a wide range of tourist stakeholders, including the representative of hospitality industry, tour operator, placemaker, and conservation charity are invited to share their observations of the tourist development, the profound impacts of tourism they have experienced, and their expectations upon the improvements to better develop the tourist industry in the village of Doune.
My name is Dr. Stephanie Garrison. I'm with the University of Aberdeen, and I'm the research fellow on the SPOT project. So we are looking at media tourism in Scotland. And media tourism refers to any type of tourism that's associated with media such as novels, films, television series, and so forth. Our project in particular has 3 case study sites that in recent years have been associated with media tourism. These sites are Abbotsford in the Scottish borders, the Glenfinnan Viaduct in the Highlands, and before me here is Doune Castle, located in the central belt of Scotland. Doune Castle has long been associated with different types of media tourism, from the fans of Monty Python to more recently the fans of Outlander. Our project is actually looking, rather than just looking at visitor experiences themselves, is looking at engaging the local community with this tourism and seeing the different relationships between the local communities, the fans that visit, and the surrounding area as well.
Hi, I'm Ben McCorkadale. I'm a local community councillor here in the Kilmadock region, which includes Doune. I've been living in the area for nearly 9 years. I've worked in tourism for a large part of my career, and currently I'm a company director for a marketing agency, and amongst our clients are tourism businesses. Yeah, there has been an increase over the years. Monty Python, which is a kind of an older film now, sort of 30 plus years, has made Doune synonymous with the kind of cinema-going audiences, and we've had events here in Doune for a number of years where fans of that film have come. But in recent times, when we've had new shows, like Outlander is a good example, we've seen more and more people arriving to visit some of the locations that are used in those TV shows. I think it's very important to us as a local community that we are welcoming people into our community to let them experience what it's like in this area. There's a lot of rich heritage and history through from Doune Castle to some of the kind of flora and fauna and walks and parts of the countryside here that really tell a story of Scotland's past over the last couple of 100 years, which is very interesting. We have other attractions, or world-class attractions, from the Safari Park in Blair Drummond, which is just a short distance from here, to Deanston Distillery, which is producing whiskey 24/7, but is built inside an old cotton mill, which again heads back to our history of industry in this area. This is the gateway to Loch Lomond in the Trossachs, to the national park. So as well as the attractions that we've got here locally, there are other places to go to from here. So it's a great kind of starting point for people's journey. This is an area for hospitality and tourism anyway. We have restaurants, we have cafes, we have other attractions that are kind of the lifeblood, are people coming to the area. So we want to make sure that we've got this little bit of Scotland on everybody's itinerary. It's definitely boosted popularity. It has also boosted awareness that there is more here than just as a route through to the west coast of Scotland, which has been fantastic. But I think it also does something for the pride of the locals as well, for the village. I mean, we all love to see little places that we know on TV shows and in movies. It's all kind of part of the fun. So it kind of binds us as a community together as well. This is a rural area, so infrastructure is not as developed as it would be in a more urban space, and that's something that we do suffer from. But accommodation is lacking, public transport is lacking, and these are areas that we really do need to try and invest in to help make sure that everybody can come. Sustainability is key, so we need to keep investing to make sure that these sites are here for the long term, but we've got to think about our environmental impact. So the way that we manage our waste is going to be critical. We need to do more for that as well. And we have to think about accessibility. And there is a need to invest more in accessible tourism and accessible destinations so that everybody has an opportunity to enjoy the area. So whereas in the past perhaps there has been investment in wheelchair access, which is fantastic, we need to do more. We have to think about people who perhaps have mental health issues, people who have behavioural issues. These all require different adaptations, from sensory experience to having more access for people who have visual impairments, to just thinking about noise pollution, to try and be a bit more thoughtful for the wide variety of requirements that people have. So there's opportunities there, not just to think about the kind of the mainstream middle, but to kind of branch out and create products for people that really encourage them to come with their friends and family.
My name is Shona Mingus. I am the monument manager here at Doune Castle in the village of Doune. I have worked here for about 5 or 6 years, and I've worked with the organisation Historic Scotland for 19 years now. I look after the site itself, the grounds, the building. We have a ticket office inside, we have a retail shop, so we've got lots of staff that need to look after all these things as well. So say 5 or 6 years ago we had around 50,000 visitors coming in, and now up until the pandemic we had received just under 150,000 visitors. A lot of these visitors come through because of the lots of filming that's happened here at Doune, as well as the history as well. But yes, definitely the filming has increased our visitor numbers. So the impacts of tourism within Doune and at the castle itself, I've mentioned before, I've said that we have lots and lots of visitors now. So we have a lot of vehicles coming through, so there's a lot of transport coming into the village. You know, we have a very small car park here. There's not much parking in the village as well, so it's amazing how many people actually manage to get here and visit us, with us being kind of pretty in a rural location. But we are really well known. The people that come in are coming in from all over the world, from South America to Germany, to France, really from Australia, America, lots and lots of visitors from all over the world. So a lot of people may be only visiting the village after they've visited the castle itself, but we very much encourage our visitors to go and explore in the village as well, and maybe have a look around the little shops and go and have a look in the cafes and eat here as well, so they spend a little bit more time here. That's really important. You know, we want to be involved there. We want them to explore. There are works going on at the moment, and and in the future we are looking to develop footpaths and trails within our grounds, but that lead into the village as well, so that people can get to and from the village safely, and come and visit us while they're visiting us, for example. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of potential surrounding us at the moment.
So my name is Vicky Chapman Campbell, and this is my husband's family home. Old Newton of Doune has been in the family for about 160 years. And yeah, it has got an extraordinary sort of history. So there are all sorts of people who've been here, like Bonnie Prince Charlie, that's been recorded, David Hume, and Walter Scott, famously writing The Lady of the Lake. I understand that Walter Scott was actually in love with John James Edmonston's sister, And so he was travelling around the houses that she might also be in whilst he was in this area. So this was one of them. I mean, I think there definitely has been an increase in traffic to the castle with the Game of Thrones, Outlander. Also, you know, Billy Connolly and David Tennant made a film. They came to the village, so that because of that, there's also been an increase in tourism. For us in this house, people have chosen to come here because there's been a family member who's been excited about Outlander. I do enjoy it. I mean, you know, occasionally there's a downside when I'm looking to buy my tray bakes from the Buttercup Cafe and I have to wait 10 minutes in the queue. I think, oh, these tourists. But actually, largely, I feel quite positive about it. And also, it's really nice if people do choose to come and stay at Old Newton because of, you know, one of those kind of books or films or TV series that sort of draws them to the village. But yeah, I do, I write crime fiction, I write mysteries, and in the last 4 books I've actually included Doune in my settings, and the feedback from readers is that they all want to come to Doune because of that, and I think that is an increasing thing. I think also in not just from the UK, from abroad, and so I think that for my own books, people are requesting maps in the front of the books and things like that, so they are inspired to come and see these settings that they've been reading about. Yeah, and I think there's definitely talk of improving sort of parking and things like that. I mean, lots of people come, and if they're on a tour, they get off the bus, take the photographs, get on the bus, and they're off. But they often park the bus in a pretty inconvenient spot where nobody can get by, or, you know, so things like that could probably improve.
Hi there, I'm Steve McLeish. I'm the owner and operator of Outlandish Journeys. I specialise in 5-star historic and Outlander tours, and Doune is one of the premier places that I come to. I've been touring around Scotland for the last 10 years. I'm a genealogist and professional historian by trade, so I like to mix my tours between ancestral tourism and also general historic tourism. So I started coming up here before the Outlander series started. I always did kind of historic tours based on the novels. That was mostly up in the Highlands, but once the Outlander series came in about 2014, Doune Castle, as everyone knows, was one of the premier sites from season 1, so that brought me here on my tours regularly. I was coming here 3, 4, 5 times a week at the height of the tourism season. So Doune Castle, one of the premier sites around here, just generally historically, but in terms of filming and culture, Outlander of course, and you have Game of Thrones, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, so a lot of my tour clients, they had a lot of interest in all those kind of productions, so it was good. You could go to one place and get 3 or 4 different aspects to it. So tourism around here has really exploded because of the Outlander links. Outlander now has really become my speciality. I used to be 80% kind of ancestral general tourism, but now I've really gone over to the Outlander stuff in a big way. It's just become so popular all over the country, not just here in Doune, but especially in the kind of early season 1, a lot of the story took around Castle Leoch, which Doune Castle was used for. They were filming there for several months, so that was somewhere where people really wanted to come and see. So the Outlander, it's captured the imagination of a lot of people abroad as well, especially people who are from the Scottish diaspora countries, so that's people in Canada, States, New Zealand, Australia. They link themselves back to Scotland and they like that kind of clan link as well, so that feeds slightly into my ancestral stuff as well. So for me, Outlander is a multifaceted kind of business model which is great from my perspective, and it lets me flex my muscles in terms of the historical interest I have and also my ancestral interest, and it's also fun just to see the fan reactions coming to places, standing up in front of Doune Castle and seeing it for the first time. They just absolutely love it, so it's fantastic. In terms of Doune itself, there is a lot more opening up over the years. I mean, with the influx of people, obviously a lot of the locals have got on board with trying to open up and provide more services in terms of restaurants especially. I say the Buttercup Cafe here is lovely, using a lot of local produce, which again people appreciate. What I'd like to see obviously in terms of the local area is obviously more kind of local craft shops. They've made a good start here as well, but that's really, speaking personally from what my clients like, this is the kind of thing they like. They like authentic Scottish crafts and goods, and they're willing to come here and spend the money in places like Doune. It's great that they can go, kind of bragging rights, they can say in Facebook saying, I was at Castle Leoch and I picked up myself some nice local Doune fare as well. So that's something that the locals, I think would be really, really good to focus in on in the future. So that's something that I think the local area could benefit from.
Thank you very much for coming with us on this journey to Doune and the surrounding area, looking at the different impacts of tourism on the region. We've heard from various points of view and various voices about media, tourism and tourism generally in the region, and we're trying to make a bridge between the local community and the castle as the tourist object. Now, if you're interested in this project, you can follow us on our website and also on our Twitter account, on our Facebook page, and we also have an email address. We are going to be holding a series of events that you're welcome to join in on, and we very much welcome feedback about the project if you want to write to us or to get in touch at all. Thank you very much.